I have a tech tip for us today. Always want to make sure that if your battery in your car is anywhere between 5 and 6 years old, you might want to think about replacing it. Maybe one of these days you might go out there and start it and it's not going to start for you. Second tech tip I always recommend, change your oil, or at least check it in between oil changes. 3,000 to 5,000 miles, be a good time to think about changing your oil. This is a tech tip for today. Thanks again for having us on Jerry's Garage Talk. If there's anybody that has any questions on the topics we talked about today, you can get a hold of us at 847-265-9830. We're located at 1890 East Grand Avenue in Lindenhurst between Route 45 and Route 83, or check us out on our website at greatamericantire.net. Thank you.
Okay, that's what you guys were waiting for. That's right, Trackside Tina. She's going to give you an up-to-date report on what's going on in motorsports. I tell you what, you're not going to want to miss her, are you, Paul?
Nope.
Tell you what, here's 2 more good reasons right now to stay tuned to Jerry's Garage Talk. It's Trackside Tina, and the only place you can see her is Jerry's Garage Talk on
GoFlow.com.
Hi, Jerry and Nick. It's great to be here for the 5th web episode of Jerry's Garage Talk, presented by GoFlow.com. Again, I'm Trackside Tina, your motorsports expert. I just got back from Bristol, Tennessee for the Jeff Bird 500. Now, normally this race is called the Food City 500, and even though Food City still presented the race, they made a name change just one time so they could honor Jeff Bird. Jeff was actually the president for many, many years at Bristol Motor Speedway, and unfortunately he passed away last October. So what better way to honor him than to name a race after him, which I think is pretty special. I love Bristol. I had such a good time. That's actually my favorite track to go to. I like short track racing because I like to watch all the action at one time. And Bristol is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. The weather was perfect all weekend. The fans were great. I love talking with them too. And the drivers love meeting their fans as well. In fact, several of them came out to their driver souvenir trailers for an appearance or their manufacturer displays. In fact, in the Toyota Pit Pass display, several came out all weekend. Kenny Wallace, who drives a Toyota in the Nationwide Series, was there. Oh my goodness, he is so much fun. Kenny's a lot of fun to talk to. And it was great he could get away from his commentating schedule as well as his driving schedule to come out and have a Q&A session with the fans. Also, Brian Scott, who drives a Toyota in the Nationwide Series, made an appearance as well. Very talented young guy and also very nice, and the fans loved him as well. From the Joe Gibbs race team, all 3 drivers were there on Sunday. Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch himself all had Q&A appearances. Oh my goodness, say what you will about Rowdy, whether you love him or hate him, you all came to see him. Big crowds for him and the rest of the Gibbs drivers. And Kyle was nice enough to bring out his Traxxas remote-controlled racetrack, which was out there for fans all weekend long next to the Pit Pass display to have some fun. In fact, after Joey and Denny's appearances, they went over and challenged the fans to a little bit of racing there, which they all loved. And Kyle and his new beautiful bride, Samantha, also came out to Traxxas for some meet and greets and signed autographs and did some racing with the fans too. So it really was an awesome weekend to meet drivers. And let's look at the race just a little bit. Notice I'm wearing my M&M shirt to congratulate Kyle on his victory at Bristol. He's now won 5 consecutive races at Bristol, and he swept another weekend. As you know, last year he made history by being the first driver in NASCAR to win all 3 races at the same track in the same weekend. So he won the truck race, the Nationwide race, and the Sprint Cup race. And then he swept them again this spring. While there was no truck race, there was still the Nationwide and Sprint Cup race. So again, congratulations to Kyle Busch. And congratulations to Carl Edwards. He had a very fast car in his Ford and had a really good shot at the win too. In fact, he thought maybe he was going to do it, but realized at the end he just couldn't quite catch Kyle. I think we're going to see some fun between those 2 drivers on the track as well. Carl seems to think that maybe Kyle had something to do since they had a little bit of contact at Phoenix with Carl not being able to win the race. Kyle doesn't seem to know what he's talking about, but I guess we'll see what happens out on the track this year. And the drivers tested some new tires this weekend, which was really neat, on the right side. Now normally these tires can do about 135 laps for a full fuel run. This time they were only able to do about 25 to 30. They didn't get quite as much grip or put down as much rubber as the drivers would like, and weren't quite as quick as what they would like either. So you never know, maybe for the fall race, Goodyear's going to make some more changes to those tires. And the guys are off to Fontana this weekend at Auto Club Speedway for more racing action. I'm not going to be there, but I'm really excited to watch it. And then the NHRA guys, they also have a week off. So we're not going to be seeing them out on the track for the NHRA Full Throttle Drag Racing Series. I'm sure they're having fun with their friends and family. But we'll see them back April 1st through 3rd in Las Vegas. So it's going to be a great race weekend there too. And I'll keep you posted as it gets closer. Well, that's it of my motorsport report this week. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. I'm Trackside Tina, and I'll see you at the checkered flag.
Take me out to the Brickyard. Take me out with the crowds. Buy me some earplugs and a checkered cap. I don't care if we ever get back. Take me out to the Brickyard. Take me out where it's loud. This place has a history that stirs the soul. 100-year drama that never gets old. Let me root, root, root over the engine's roar. Let me cheer every driver and car. For it's 300, 400, 500 miles round the old Brickyard.
Welcome back to Jerry's Garage Talk. I tell you what, changing oil is not as easy as it used to be, and I am so confused anymore. You see different kinds of brands of oil on the store shelves. You go to your auto dealer, you don't know what to do anymore. So that's why we got the expert back in here again. That's right, Paul the tire guy is also Paul, our oil change guy. Again, you have your store in Lindenhurst. You're a Firestone dealer?
Correct.
All right, and where are you located again?
I'm in Lindenhurst on Grand Avenue.
And you guys do just more than tires. You do a lot of oil changes over there as well?
Full service, yes.
All right, so this guy can do anything you need. Check him out. All right, my question right now is, all right, this here says 5W20. What the heck is 5W20, and what car would use this?
Most of your cars nowadays, whether it be V8, V6, 4 cylinders, are having the lower grade oils similar to this. The numbers stand for how the oil flows at different temperatures.
Okay.
The W means, and this is that it's
winning. No, I'm just kidding.
Good.
I could be. All right.
The W means it's tested for winter weather, colder climates, more or less.
Okay. So we got 5W20, and I look on here. It says Max Life. This is actually a Valvoline product, by the way, and it says high mileage. Recommended for engines over 75,000. Is there different additives in there compared to your conventional oil?
Yes.
Okay.
Has friction modifiers, which help allow different components inside the engine, camshafts and pistons, and cylinder wall clearance. When you get older engines, it helps with kind of filling in the gaps.
Taking up some of those clearances?
A little bit, yes.
I mean, I've seen oils advertised before where, oh my God, if you got an oil leak and you got a seal that's blown, boy, you can put this oil in there. Is there such an animal?
Not that I know of.
There's not an oil fix-it in a can and just put it in there and it'll stop?
It depends on the severity of the problem, I guess.
All right, so you're recommending any vehicle over 75,000 miles, you should use this type of oil compared to a conventional type oil?
I recommend it, yeah. If someone comes in that has a little bit older of a vehicle and wants to change up the oil, it's, in my opinion, it's worth the change from a conventional oil. Yes.
Or are we just talking a couple bucks per oil change?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, compared to you're about $2 or $3 per quart more for this particular type of oil.
All right, I got you. Now, this is where I get a little bit confused. Some of these are a full synthetic. Some are a synthetic blend. Enlighten me, handsome man.
Full synthetic is a completely man-made oil.
Okay.
Your semi-synthetic has a blend of basically man-made oil and the conventional oil that you would find basically on a store shelf. Your synthetic oil is going to be more used in newer vehicles.
Okay.
All your synthetic base comes from Mobil.
Okay.
So Mobil oil has majority, no matter if it says Valvoline on it, all your synthetic base.
It says NASCAR on it. NASCAR drivers use this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who's your favorite driver?
I don't have a favorite driver.
Really?
No, sir.
You drive a Ford and you pull a Chevy.
Yep.
Okay, he's a Gordon fan. All right, so a semi-blend then, I mean, what's the main difference then? I mean, do I need this on some of the hot rods or not the full hot rods or what?
It all depends on what you're looking for out of the oil.
Okay.
You know, if you're running a hot rod and you're only into, you know, summertime racing, you don't need a cold climate oil. You can use an SAE like 30 weight or 40 weight oil.
50, 70?
All depends, yeah.
And in some of the warmer climates, can you get away with that?
Sure. You can, if you live in an area that you know you're not getting down into the freezing mark, you can use a W-rated oil.
All right, I got a question, one more on the synthetic oil too. Normally a conventional oil, what, 3,000 to 5,000 miles? Get it changed?
3,000 to 5,000 miles is a good area, yes.
Okay, how about what, a full synthetic? Does it last longer?
Yes.
How so?
You can go anywhere. You know, I've seen new cars come out of the factories 7,500 miles on between oil changes on a synthetic oil.
Pull the dipstick and it looks clean?
You have to pull a dipstick, yes.
All right. Do you have to change the oil filter each and every time as well?
I highly recommend it, yes.
I remember years ago we just do every other oil change, we would change the oil filter. It never did make sense to me, but back in those days, that's what they recommended. Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate your time. You got any more questions for our oil change guy?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
Hey, I really appreciate you coming in, Paul.
My pleasure.
Today, messing with us. Again, one more time, the name of your store, sir?
Great American Tire.
Now, they're right here in Lindenhurst, Illinois. Your phone number, if somebody wants to call you.
It's 847-265-9830.
Hours of operation.
We're here Monday through Saturday, 7:30 to 6 during the week, and 7:30 to 4 on Saturdays.
All right, if somebody wants to make an appointment, can they go to your website and make appointments as well?
No appointments on the website, have to call.
All right, but what is your website if somebody wants to see? If you punch in these numbers in www. What is that right here?
GreatAmericanTire.com.
All right, we really appreciate you coming in.
My pleasure.
Until next week, Brett, keep your lug nuts tight.
Your front end lube.
We're going. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace.